Minivans have gotten way too fancy. We're going to be looking at a fully loaded Carnival in today's video. I'll include a link to the Doug Smith Kia's website in the description down below. As for AGA, if you have any questions, I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Powering this is a 3.5 liter V6 that goes through an 8-speed. Fuel economy is 18 around town, 25 on the highway, with power outputs being 287 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque. You can get this package with the hybrid as well if you want. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now the silver paint job on this is probably one of the coolest colors on the new Carnival. Very boxy headlight design to make it look less minivan-ish. And that is kind of the theme with the Carnivals, to make it look less like a minivan. But yeah, the front end has lots of nice trim. And I almost forgot, fog lights too. 235 by 55 by 19 is the tire and wheel setup. Completely blacked out wheels with this. Got some gray and blacked out trim in the mirror cap also with the window pillar. And then here's that side profile. This is where it looks more minivan-like, but again, you can tell they've made it very boxy. When it comes to key fob features, this has the fancy Kia logo key thing that illuminates when you lock and unlock it. Be able to get your lock and unlock, you've got the opening for the hatch. On the other side, you have the remote start and then the opening for the sliding doors. 12 volt in the back. We also have an outlet, and the seats are very nicely labeled. I mean, there's literally this whole instruction set on the back of the seat. But suffice to say, you can store the seats in, or you can leave them up like they are now, and you get way more cargo space. But it's a flat load floor if you fold them down. And just press that, and that will lower the hatch right back down. Got this kind of light bar set up here on the rear with the Kia logo below it. That will cap things off for the exterior of this Carnival. Let's check out the interior. Starting with the third row, the seats in the back are really nice with the two-tone trim. And like most minivans, you actually have a decent amount of legroom. You also get your own sunroof that does open for the back passengers. Now I will say the seat load floor combo does push your legs up a little bit, but overall space is good here in the second row. We also have some cup holders in the center, and you can see another outlet with a 12 volt. Little USB port there in the back of the passenger seat, also in the driver's seat, and then you can adjust the passenger seat from the rear, which is a power move big time. And then all the windows, including the third row, get sunshades in the back, and we also have our own climate zone in the rear if that wasn't enough. Oh boy, the kids can open and close the sunroof. Good luck, folks. Keyless entry, and let's check out the front. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. We also have a cool two-tone coloration for the door panel. Memory seats, and then the mirrors do power fold in. More two-tone with the front seat perforated all down the center, power adjustments and lumbar support on the side. No lumbar for the passenger, but they do have power adjustments. Start it up. Nice trim all around the steering wheel, Kia logo front and center. On the right hand side, we've got practical controls for your adaptive cruise control, your steering assist, and then we've got our volume and voice command controls there on the left hand side. Full digital gauge cluster here, and you can scroll through different menus to see different bits of info depending on what you're looking for. And then you have a little change with the drive modes, so that's kind of a fun little aspect. 360 camera system. It also includes an exterior view of the van as well. As for the rest of the infotainment system, it's quick to respond, and there's actually not a lot of glare, surprisingly. Everything's pretty easy to use. We also have this cool passenger view feature where you can see what's happening in the back. Stuff like that's becoming a lot more common in these minivans. This does have the multi-function controls that toggle between radio and climate, dual zone climate for up front. You can control the rear climate too. Phone charging pad. We also have a bunch of little USB ports and a 12 volt shifter for that 8-speed. We've got some cup holders right next to it. Auto hold to the parking brake, and then your drive mode select. Heated cooled seat function. You got for the heated steering wheel, your parking assist, and then that is for the camera system. Little shortcut button to it. Center console. Got nice storage inside. Nice trim on the top too. Then we have a camera rear view mirror, kind of hard to see with the lighting, and then another sunroof up front, so we have two sunroofs. The back passengers actually get a bigger sunroof. SX-Prestige 2026, $53,285. Let's see how the loaded up minivan performs. Let us set off in the Carnival SX-Prestige. I was debating if I was going to do the hybrid of the V6, and you know how I decided? Whichever one I saw first, and it happened to be the V6. That's why we're in the V6. But yeah, I wanted to get a review on the fully loaded Carnival because it's cool. It's like a different kind of concept, because minivans, right, are typically kind of more basic because it's all about just moving people. But this version is all about moving people in luxury. which, you know, was typically reserved for the 3-row luxury SUVs. So think like BMW X7, Mercedes GLS. And so this is kind of splitting the difference in a way and giving you not the same exact experience, because, you know, this is still going to be a minivan. It's not going to have fancy air suspension or anything like that, but it's still going to have quite a bit of luxury at a much lower price point, and have the minivan practicality of sliding doors. I mean, we'll never see, like, I shouldn't say never, but it's unlikely we'll see like a full-on luxury minivan in the US market at this point. From like you won't see a Mercedes minivan in the US market, I don't think, or a BMW or Audi. It just doesn't make sense. But a fancy Kia minivan, yeah, it seems like it makes quite a bit of sense. And, you know, this is a nice place to be. Quite a bit of space. Seats are pretty comfortable. Insulation's good too. Yeah, it's a nice setup. Texas plates, man. So many people from Texas moving to Utah. Interesting. Yeah, the engine's pretty smooth. I prefer Kia's 3.8 liter V6s in the Telluride. This is smooth enough. Just not as smooth as a Telluride. Yeah, this is nice. And Telluride is something we should talk about. Kia is still stuck on the idea that they will only offer all-wheel drive in the Telluride when it comes to 3-row vehicles. They won't offer it here on the Carnival. They think that they're going to lose Telluride buyers if they put all-wheel drive in this. But again, I'll say it. If they put the 3.8 liter V6 and all-wheel drive in this, they wouldn't lose Telluride buyers. They would gain buyers from, I think, Honda and potentially Toyota. Toyota is harder to pull buyers from because the new Sienna has a hybrid all-wheel drive, and like people that are looking at that, they're sold on that one. They are sold on that one. But Chrysler too, they could pull some buyers from Chrysler, because Chrysler's minivan's a heaping pile of you know what. And so, you know, that 3.8 liter V6 from the Telluride is pretty reliable, and so if they did that with all-wheel drive, I think there'd be quite a few people that would be pretty excited about that. So let me know your thoughts on the Carnival here with the loaded up Prestige package. This is nice, and this is a new take on minivans. I don't know how popular these uber luxury minivans are going to be, because at the end of the day, I mean, at least here in Utah, right, most families are pretty young compared to other places in the country, so they don't have a lot of money. $50,000 is too much for a car. I think most families here in Utah could reasonably, like, they're probably gonna have to buy a used one, to be honest. But if the few families that could afford a new car, their budget is probably going to be closer to 40 grand. 50's definitely pushing it. So they're gonna get more of a baseline if they're gonna get a minivan. But let me know your thoughts on the Carnival with this package. If you guys want me to review any of the other Carnivals, let me know, but I'm probably not going to unless I get like a major request, because I've already done hybrid, I've already done, you know, regular V6, and so I don't really see the point. I mean, maybe a base model just to show you guys, but I don't know how many people actually care to see a full review of that rather than just looking at it on the Kia configurator.